What if God asks you to do something so difficult, so uncomfortable, that you decided to run in the opposite direction? Well, that's exactly what happened to a man named Jonah. But his decision led to a violent storm, a giant fish, and one of the most powerful lessons about mercy ever told. Long ago, there lived a prophet named Jonah. A prophet was someone chosen by God to deliver important messages. One day, God gave Jonah a mission. God said, "Go to Nineveh, that great city, and warn them. Their wickedness has come before me." Now, Nineveh was no ordinary place. It was a large and powerful city, known for violence, cruelty, and evil behavior. And to make matters worse, the people of Nineveh were enemies of Jonah's people. Jonah didn't want to go, not even a little. Instead of obeying God, Jonah decided to run. But here's the strange part. He didn't just ignore God's command, he literally went in the opposite direction. Jonah traveled to a port city, boarded a ship, and sailed toward a place called Tarshish, far away from where God had told him to go. He thought he could escape the mission, maybe even escape God himself. But soon, everything changed. As Jonah's ship crossed the sea, a terrifying storm suddenly appeared. The winds howled, the waves crashed violently against the ship. The sailors were terrified. They threw cargo overboard to lighten the ship, desperately trying to survive. Meanwhile, Jonah was below deck, sleeping. Yes, sleeping through the storm. The captain woke him up.
"How can you sleep at a time like this? Pray to your God."
The sailors began asking, "Why is this happening?" So they cast lots, a way people sometimes made decisions back then. And the answer pointed to Jonah. Jonah admitted the truth. "I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, and I am running away from him." The sailors were shocked. "What should we do?" they asked. Jonah knew. He said, "Throw me into the sea, and the storm will stop." At first, the sailors refused. They tried harder to row to safety, but the storm only grew worse. Finally, with heavy hearts, they threw Jonah into the ocean, and instantly, the sea became calm. The storm stopped. The sailors were amazed and began to fear and honor God. But Jonah's story wasn't over, not even close, because just when it seemed hopeless, God provided something unexpected. A great fish swallowed Jonah whole, and for 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah remained alive inside the fish. Imagine the darkness, the silence, the fear. No escape, no distractions, just Jonah and time to think. Inside the fish, Jonah finally prayed. He admitted his mistakes. He cried out to God for mercy, and God listened. Then, after 3 days, the fish spit Jonah back onto dry land. Then God spoke to Jonah again, and this time the message was the same.
"Go to Nineveh."
This time, Jonah obeyed. He entered the massive city and warned the people.
"In 40 days, Nineveh will be overturned."
And something incredible happened. The people listened. From ordinary citizens to the king himself, everyone repented. They stopped their wrongdoing, fasted, humbled themselves, and turned back to God. Even the king declared,
"Let everyone turn from evil. Who knows, God may yet show mercy."
And God did. Seeing their sincere change, God chose mercy instead of destruction. But surprisingly, Jonah was angry, very angry. Why? Because deep down, Jonah didn't want Nineveh to be forgiven. He wanted justice, punishment, not mercy. Jonah sat outside the city, upset. So God caused a leafy plant to grow, giving Jonah shade from the hot sun. Jonah was happy. But the next day, God sent a worm to destroy the plant. The sun beat down. Jonah became miserable. Then God asked him,
"You care so much about a plant that appeared and disappeared in a day. Shouldn't I care even more about the people of Nineveh?"
And that's where the story ends, not with a perfect hero, but with an important question, a question for Jonah, and maybe for us too. The story of Jonah is more than a tale about a man and a giant fish. It's a story about obedience, about second chances, and about mercy. Jonah learned that running from God only led to trouble, but he also learned something deeper. God's compassion is bigger than human anger, bigger than fear, even bigger than failure, because no matter how far someone runs, mercy can still find them. And maybe the real question is this: when life calls us to do the difficult thing, will we run away or will we trust the journey?